welcome to another episode of Cancer Education and Research Institute. We are happy to have you here. I hope that you're all doing well during this COVID-19 pandemic around the world, and I hope you are staying at home, and I hope you are protecting yourself and your loved ones from the potential infection of the COVID-19 virus. In this video, I'm going to explain you the COVID-19 survival times on certain surfaces, explaining to you the recent research. And please watch until the end of this video, because at the end of this video I'm going to share with you a tip that nobody talks about that I personally use for your own homemade face covers and for any other face covers that you are using. So please watch until the end. I'm going to share with you that particular tip at the end of this video. So without any further ado, let's get started. So there were two main research publications about the COVID-19 virus lifespan on surfaces. So I'm going to share with you the results of these two articles together. So the first one was published in New England Journal of Medicine on March 17, 2020. This study was performed with a group of researchers mainly in Princeton University and in National Institute of Health, in combination together with researchers from CDC and UCLA, University of California, Los Angeles. The other research article was published on April 2nd, 2020 from a research group in Hong Kong. Now I'm going to share with you the results of these two researches together. And also I'm going to tell you one more little detail, actually two little details that is in the article but is not necessarily shared widely in the social media or any other news outlet. So I'm going to share with you these two little extra research results. So the first one that is not much discussed outside in news outlets is that the virus is stable for about 1.1 and 1.2 hours, between 1.1 and 1.2 hours in the air. And then the researchers have shown that the COVID-19 virus can be stable on paper and tissue paper for about 3 hours. And that will be a little bit of a hint what I'm going to share with you at the end of the video as a tip. Then on copper, the virus is stable for 4 hours. On cardboard, and I'm going to explain you the second extra information about this virus lifespan on surfaces, the virus can be stable for 24 hours. But from all other surfaces, the research study in New England Journal of Medicine has shown that actually they're talking about that from all others, the cardboard was the only one where the research results was fluctuating. So that's why they concluded that use the number in a cautious way. So they were not 100% accurate with the 24 hours, but we could kind of get the idea when we put this together. So it's around 24 hours, but not 100% like all the others, okay? So that was the little warning from the research article from the New England Journal of Medicine. Then we continue with wood. The virus was stable on wood for 2 days, on cloth, and that's very important. So that's why when you do your own face mask from cloth, you have to be very cautious, because the research results show that the virus can be stable on cloth for 2 days. And I'm going to talk more later about what you should do when you go outside and when you come back, and keeping this also in mind. Stainless steel for 2 to 3 days, polypropylene plastic for 3 days, on glass for 4 days, on banknotes, on paper money, 4 days, and that is kind of mind-blowing, but not so unusual, It's outside of the surgical mask, and also I'm going to talk about this at the end of the video, for 7 days. So these were the research results. So now let's go ahead and talk about the practical use of this information. So what I'm going to talk about masks, right? And what you should do when you are outside and how you should behave when you're outside, when you're coming back home. So I have used 2 different masks, right? A mask that I'm using at the hospital and also now outside if I need to go outside for urgent matters such as grocery, right? But other than that, I do not go outside. And the other one is how you can protect yourself with your own way of doing your face masks, right? Well, from clothes. What I'm going to share with you now is the combination of all the research studies together and use it in a practical way. Before we're going to continue with that, if you like this video so far, please hit the like button. And now let's continue. If you're going to do your face mask, now we have seen so many videos online about doing your own face mask. When you do your face mask from any cloth, be cautious with that, because another study, which I'm not going to talk about here today, have shown that, and they were actually studied which type of clothes would be best to do a face mask for yourself. And the conclusion was any kind of t-shirt material won't cut it. It has to be a really tightly woven cotton fabric. If you have that, that's great. But what I would like to share with you is that what I am doing, and why do I do that? Because I saw the study back on March 17, and based on that I started to use this in a practical way. That's why I want to share with you, and I was doing this video for you so you can be protected and you can do the same. So what I do is, if I prepare my own face mask, say from a cloth or from a scarf, whatever that material is, I put a tissue paper inside. I put a tissue paper inside and then put the mask on. This is also true for this type of mask. I put it a little tissue paper, preferably a thin one, because you want to breathe. If you use a paper towel, for example, for a cloth, for a thin scarf face mask, that will work because you can still breathe through, because you need to breathe through, right? And because you need to breathe through, say for example, if you put a face mask on and you can't breathe, at one point you don't want to take this out in the moment when you have to cover your mouth, right? So you have to breathe through. But you have to have the most protective way of covering your face. And also, if you use other masks, say for example a surgical mask or masks that are being given to you from outside, which some countries they are giving away free face masks, but they are super thin. They are made from super thin material. So in those ones, you can also put inside a tissue paper and then put your mask on. This will also help if you have a naturally runny nose, or for allergies. It's allergy season in the northern hemisphere. If you have allergies and you have a runny nose regularly anyway, then you don't want your face mask to be soaked in with that discharge from your nose, and that will also help to absorb this discharge from your nose, right, while you're covering, and then it won't affect your face mask. And then when you come home, and that's very, very, very important, do not touch the front of your face mask. Do not touch it. Also, why? Because of this. Because the virus can be stable on the surface outside of a surgical mask for 7 days. And just think about it logically. You breathe through, right? So say, for example, if you wouldn't wear the mask and somebody sneezes at your face, you will have all the air, in the aerosol, all the droplets of the virus, right, come straight at your face. But once you have a face mask, it will actually protect it from the viruses coming to your face. So this means the viruses will stuck on your face mask. That's it. And that's why never ever touch the front of your face mask. Take it out from the side and then carefully throw it away, or carefully, without touching anything else, go ahead and wash it with hot water. If you have a face mask that you did yourself with cloths, for example, go ahead and wash it with soap, hot water. Make sure that the virus is really washed away, air dried. Make sure that the virus is no longer stable on the cloth, right? So those are the important tips that I wanted to share with you today, including and in combination of the science part of it. And also, I'm just realizing this, what I want to tell you, a tip, what I do when you have to go outside, do not go outside. But if you must go outside for grocery or any important matter, if you have a doctor's visit in a hospital, if you need to get a treatment or anything, if you're outside for whatever reason, when you come from the outside, first of all, do not touch the doorknobs. The doorknobs, your telephone, your computer, your laptop, those are the ones that are usually, even without thinking of COVID-19 or in general, they are the ones that accumulates the most bacteria and viruses. So you have to anyway constantly clean those items regularly, and especially do not touch the doorknobs. Try not to touch anything. And when you are at home, try to practice that do not touch your face with your fingertips, because our fingertips has the most microbes, the bacteria and viruses, because we are touching everything with our fingertips, right? And then when we touch our face, we will get the virus or bacterial infection. So because of that reason, when you wash your hands, you must wash your fingertips. What I usually do, and that's why I do this since forever, that I wash my hands like this. So that includes my fingertips, right? And then you wash the entire surface between the fingers, right? The fingertips, it has to be washed regularly for at least 20 seconds with soap. But try to practice not touching your face. Say, for example, if the stay-home order is lifted, and now we continue with our normal life, which I don't think at all this will happen anytime soon. And the more people are going out now, the time will extend it. There won't be a steep cut. The curve will be flattened and will continue as long as people are going outside. If people can really stay at home and help to flatten the curve, then we could have a cut in the summertime. So once the second wave and fall will expect it to come in September, November, October, November, then if we keep going outside and we keep not following the rules, then the curve cannot be flattened and will continue. I tell you, it can continue all the way to the fall. So please make sure that you do stay at home and follow the guidelines. Say, for example, if we do go outside, the ban is lifted, we have to go out, and the life is normal, which will never be the same. We will never have the life as before, which is not a bad thing. We all are going to be cautious, which is fantastic. So then even if we are outside, the virus will be continuing. It will be continuing because there will be people who still have the virus. Not only if they would not infect it themselves, they can be transferring the virus from one person to another. So we still have to be cautious even after we are allowed to go outside, not to really come close with people and not to gather with a lot of group of people, because this virus will really take some time for the infection to really go away until we hit another strain of a new virus. So be really, really cautious with that. So try not to touch your face. Practice at home not touching your face. When you have to sneeze, sneeze to your elbow and or sneeze to a tissue paper which you throw away, and then wash your hands after that. And when you come inside your house, after you have been to a grocery store and you come in, what I do is first of all, I do not touch anything, right? I definitely take out my mask from the sides and put it away, or wash it or throw it away, and I go straight without touching into the bathroom and wash my hands right away. And then I also clean up my jacket, right? I clean up my jacket with soap and water, and then I take a shower, because the virus can stuck in your hair, can stuck on your face. The clothes that I used, you have to wash it with high temperatures, because, and I'm not going to talk about this in detail in this video, but I will talk about this in another video, is that the research study has also shown that the higher temperature it goes, the virus, the COVID-19 virus, is becoming less stable. So the colder temperatures, the virus is still stable. The higher temperature goes, the virus stability decreases. That's why wash your hands with warm water, wash your clothes with high temperatures, and make sure that you do not touch any other surfaces. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you will use all these tips and you will share this with all of the people you know, because you need them to know. You need to know, and you need them to know, so that we can all using this information and help flatten the curve, all of us, because it's so important. So if you're going to use these tips that I shared with you today, then write down in a comment and say, I am going to use these tips from now on. That will really help for you to stay on course. Together we can accomplish so many things, and so then we can contribute in flatten the curve together. Write down anything you want, but tell me that you are going to use these tips. I will love to interact with you in the comments down below. I always like to interact with you in the comment boxes. Ask me questions. If you are not following us on our Instagram, on our Facebook, on our website, please do, because we are sharing daily information, not only COVID-19, but also on cancer and healthy diet, exercise, healthy lifestyle. Definitely follow us there. And before I go, I would like you to do 3 things. 1, I would like you to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button. 2, share this video with your loved ones. And 3, hop over to our website, because I have a surprise for you waiting there. There are waiting several articles for you for free, which you can choose and which you can read for free. So this is our gift from me, from our organization to you. Thank you so much for watching. Stay home, be healthy, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.